Quentin Hammond died?
422 South 34th.
Here in Louisville?
Yeah.
And that was your family's home?
Yeah.
Could you tell the court what happened when you first woke up on August 20th of 97?
Well, when I first woke up, got my school clothes on, you know what I'm saying? Got a pistol, went to go talk to one of my partners, see if he was coming out. He came out, and I ain't telling where we was going. I told him, we was gonna go buy some weed, and he believed it. But really, this is what happened. My house got shot at early that year. I don't know who did it. You know what I'm saying? All I know is I'm scared, you know. And the first person that came to my mind was him, because we had got into it behind Shawnee High School, and we had words there, you know what I'm saying? So that's the first person that I could think of to go ask about what went on.
So you thought Quentin Hammond might have been the person?
Yeah.
You had a pretty good idea or belief?
Yeah, I did.
Now, who was in your house on that morning when you woke up?
Me, I had two sisters in the house. No, I had three. I had a cousin, and I had a brother, and I had a mother, and I had Kevin there.
Now, Kevin was there because he was your sister's boyfriend, right?
Yeah.
They were kind of living together?
Yeah.
Now, when you were getting ready to leave that morning, who'd you actually see in the house?
I can recall it and tell you I saw everybody, but since I don't remember like that, I'm not going to tell you that I saw everybody. But I do know I saw my brother because he slept right next to me.
What about your little sister?
I may have seen her. I know the bathroom was busy. You know what I'm saying? Usually it was busy that morning, and it was her and my cousin coming in and out of the bathroom. So I can't say I saw her, but I can't tell you I didn't see her.
What time did you leave the house that morning?
I don't even know.
Was it still dark out?
Yeah.
And it was early in the morning?
Yeah.
What time did you have to get on the school bus if you were going to school? Do you remember?
Nah.
Was it before 8 o'clock?
Yeah, I say so.
So was this quite a bit before the school bus ran that you left the house?
Yeah. Yeah.
Your Honor, I'd like to ask at this point that the court take judicial notice of a printout from the U.S. Naval Observatory, and all it gives is it gives the data on when the sun was rising on the date of this shooting, and it indicates that it got light fairly late that morning.
Mr. Commissioner, can I look at that? I didn't really get it.
My main reason for entering this is it just essentially goes along with testimony that's already in the trial record from other witnesses that it was dark that morning.
Okay. I don't know if the court can take judicial notice of that, Your Honor, under the appropriate rule in the Kentucky Rules of Evidence, but we don't have an objection for it being admitted into evidence as far as this proceeding goes.
All right. I'll go ahead and admit it into evidence.
Mr. O'Neill, can you tell the court where you were going that morning when you left the house?
I was going up Larkwood looking for Quentin.
You were going up Larkwood looking for Quentin. If I show you a map, a handwritten map, could you just kind of point out for the court where
Your Honor, may we approach for a moment?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not trying to argue this is a scale model. I just want him to show where he walked.
If I could make my objection before he says something, if this is a handwritten map,
that's fine. But what I'd like for the witness to be able to do is to identify that this is actually where he lived and where he walked. I don't think counsel should say this is a handwritten map of such and such. He should have to identify it and say this is where I walked or this is where I went, but he shouldn't identify it as a map of where he walked.
That's fine.
All right.
You can keep it.
Okay.
There's a copy in the pleading. Let me just show you this map real quick. Can you kind of make out where everything is from here? You know, so you see Larkwood there?
Hold on. Okay, yeah.
Where would your house be?
Right where you put it.
Okay, so 422, is that right? And you pointed at a little box that says O'Neill Residence?
Yeah.
Now, could you tell the court where you walked to that morning?
After leaving from Billy's house, it should be 2 houses down from here, but you ain't got no space. Came out through the alley, and I walked up this street, Larkwood.
So you stopped at Billy's house?
Yeah.
Okay, Billy McAtee, and that's where Billy met up with you? Okay, now, and show me, you walked over here to Larkwood?
Mm-hmm.
Now, where did the...
I'm sorry, Your Honor, where is Billy McAtee's house on this map?
Can you point to where Billy McAtee's house would be on the map?
It would be 2 houses down.
From the O'Neill house?
Yeah.
But it's not really on the map.
Nah, you ain't got the whole O'Neill on there.
Okay, and where did the shooting actually occur? So you're pointing to Larkwood, and you pointed to the street. Is that where it really happened?
Yeah.
It happened on Larkwood, on the street?
Yeah.
May I see what you indicated, please? That's where the shooting happened there? Okay.
Yeah. Your Honor, I'd move, if there's no objection, to simply introduce this map for purposes of just clarity of the crime scene.
Any objection?
No, Your Honor.
So Billy McAtee was with you when you left the house?
Yeah. When I left the alley.
Did you two meet anybody else after you started down toward where the shooting happened?
Nah.
So it was just you and Billy?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, was Kevin Henderson with you?
Nah.
And did he meet up with you?
Nah.
Now, what was your connection with Billy McAtee?
That was my dog.
Does that mean your friend?
Yeah.
Was he a good friend?
Yeah.
Did he go around with you most of the time?
Yeah.
Did you know Quentin Hammond?
I knew him from the time that we had got into it in the back of the high school. You know what I'm saying?
How long was that before the shooting?
The 96, 97 school year.
And
It was like in the spring.
so there were bad feelings after that?
Yeah.
Could you describe for the court any conflict that was existing on the day of the shooting between you and Quentin Hammond?
That was existing.
Any conflict that you all
Just
had?
a conflict with me, you know, just not being sure who did what, you know what I'm saying, who did it to my house and who didn't do it.
Did it grow out of what happened at the schoolyard with the argument you all had?
I never found it out.
But you thought it was him,
Yeah.
and that's what you went over there to talk to him about.
Yeah.
Was there anything about Quentin Hammond that had you worried that morning?
Like,
Were you worried about his intentions toward you?
Your Honor, I'm going to have to object to the leading.
Sustain.
You must have had pretty good reason for going over there to talk to him if you...
Same objection, Your Honor.
Could you describe for the court any good reason you had for going over there?
The only reason I had for going up there was to find out who shot my house.
Okay, so you weren't going over there looking for any trouble?
Objection, Your Honor.
No.
Same objection to the leading.
Your Honor, I apologize for a little bit of leading here, but I've only got 20 minutes. I thought I was going to have 45, and for me, with a person not learned in the law trying to question him in half the time, I'm just doing the best I can.
And I understand, I know that you are limited, but to the extent that we need to avoid the leading, please. Thank you.
Now, did you take anything with you when you left the house?
Yeah.
Tell us, the court, what you took.
Took a gun.
And what type of gun was that?
38.
And where did you get that weapon?
Well, it was the dude who tried to shoot me and him with it, and we took it from him.
Okay,
And I had it ever since.
and that person wasn't Kevin Henderson?
Nah.
Can you describe for the court how often, if ever, you carried that weapon with you?
Had it since since I got it.
So you carried it with you.
Yeah.
Was there anything different about this morning in your decision?
No. I mean, I went to stores with it, you know what I'm saying, hit it at bus stops, you know what I'm saying, rode around with it.
Did you have any plans about doing anything to retaliate that morning?
As far as shooting them, no. But we could have fought it out, you know what I'm saying, which it almost went to that, but it went farther than that, you know.
Could you describe for the court if anyone else knew of your plans regarding Mr. Hammond that morning?
No, I don't remember telling nobody.
Did you talk to Billy McAtee about it?
No. I told him we was going to get some weed.
Okay.
He ain't asked no questions. He came along, and that was it.
At what point did Billy know about the fight or the conflict?
Before, you know what I'm saying, he got shot.
So he just was there watching?
Yeah.
Was there anybody else there?
No.
Could you describe for the court whether you had any fear of Quentin Hammond?
Just, you know what I'm saying, what went on, you know what I'm saying, what happened, did you do it, did you not do it, you know what I'm saying, that's it, that's all I went there for.
How did things get out of hand?
It got out of hand, I hit him with the gun, you know what I'm saying, I say I tried to force it out of him, you know what I'm saying, because, I mean, I wasn't playing.
What happened when you got there?
When I got there, I saw him, and I walked up to him, you know what I'm saying, and he knew who I was, you know what I'm saying, and I asked him, you know what I'm saying, what's the deal, what happened, what's the deal? I don't remember exact words, so I'm not going to try to fabricate
Did you say
nothing.
it calm, or how did you say it?
Objection, Your Honor. Leading.
I don't think I asked him how he said it. How did you say these words when you got up to him?
Aggressive.
And what did he do?
I didn't even give him time to respond. I hit him.
So then tell the court what happened when the fight was going on.
And when he hit me, and I tried to put the gun back down, you know what I'm saying, I was going to raise it back down to my side. He grabbed for it, lifted it up, you know what I'm saying, we got in a struggle over it. And after I got shot in the arm, I went off.
How'd you get shot in the arm?
I got shot when he pushed the gun toward me.
Where was your arm to where you could have got shot?
I was trying to grab him.
You were trying to grab, and so which arm? Hold your arm up for the court that you got shot in, if you would, well, as much as you can. That you're indicating the left arm, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. And was the gun? Which hand was the gun in?
The right hand.
So when you pulled the trigger with the right hand, could you tell the court how you got shot?
I got shot because he pushed the gun toward me. He had his hand on the gun too, but my hand was on the trigger. I say I fired the first shot. You know what I'm saying? I fired all the shots.
So you shot yourself.
Yeah.
Now, can you tell us if anybody else was there at that crime scene after the shooting?
After that, we left.
Then you left.
Yeah.
And when you left, where did you go to?
All I can remember is ending up at home.
To your home?
Yeah.
And who was in the house when you got there?
I suppose everybody who left. I mean, everybody who was there before I left, but I can't really say.
Do you recall about Kevin Henderson? Where was Kevin?
I saw him in the kitchen. That's the first time I saw him.
That's the first time you saw him?
Yeah.
And did you tell him what happened?
I ain't tell nobody what happened.
Okay, well, what did Kevin say when you saw him?
I guess he said, he said something to the effect that whoever did this was gonna pay,
So whoever did this is going to pay.
Yeah.
But he didn't know who did it?
Nah.
What, if anything, did you say involving Kevin Henderson when the police first questioned you?
Nothing.
So you didn't implicate him?
No.
Okay. When did you change your story to bring in Kevin?
I changed my story after a coercion by me and my trial attorney.
Could you describe for the court what you mean?
Okay, first, it went down like this. I always wanted to come and tell him, it was an accident, just spit it out, take my gut shot and go about doing my time. But the more I was with him, the more he tried to convince me to doing it. And I guess it's safe to say that he told me, being I was so young and ignorant to the law, but I ain't gonna say, I'm gonna say he advised me to do it, and I took his advice.
What do you understand or recall the reason when you were 15 for saying Kevin was there?
There's two things in this. After I considered that, it wasn't about taking the responsibility anymore. It was about beating it. Just, beating the whole thing and throwing the whole thing behind me. And I figured, hell, if I throw it on him, I'm going to get off first. And in the long run, he ain't going to do nothing but go, because the facts is going to set him free.
What do you mean by that? Could you explain to the court a little further?
I mean, if you put somebody in a predicament that they wasn't in, you can't prove them to be in there because they wasn't there.
Yeah. You were 15 now when this all happened. Now, when the police questioned you, do you recall if your mother was with you?
When the first two detectives came, she was there.
What about when they questioned you at the police station?
They brought us to the police station, and I sat in another room while they questioned me.
And who was with you?
It was me, Detective Eastham, and I don't know the other dude's name.
Was there a lawyer with you?
Nah.
Okay. Okay. But at what point did you implicate Kevin Henderson in this thing?
To the trial.
At the trial?
Yeah.
So before that you didn't?
No.
And what did you think was going to happen if you implicated him?
I thought I was gonna get off.
And what did you think would happen to Kevin?
I thought he was gonna get off in the long run.
And why? Well, why is that?
Cause like I said, if you put somebody in a place that they ain't in, you can't prove that they was there.
And you knew he wasn't there at the crime scene.
Exactly.
Now, when did you first come forward and tell anybody that you had not told the truth at his trial?
When I got to Central.
Now,
Did time with you know what I'm saying, some people there.
did you contact anybody from DPA or some other organization?
I didn't contact anybody. You know what I'm saying?
Do you recall any discussions with Lynn Aldridge from DPA?
Yeah.
Well, could you tell us about that?
Yeah, I signed the affidavit, you know what I'm saying that he wasn't there.
Now, when was that?
2001.
2001?
Yeah.
And so then did you do anything else? Did you file any other papers or sign any other papers?
Yeah.
So was that another affidavit?
Yeah.
So,
And
What
given enough
made you-
time, I would have signed another one.
and now, when you signed these affidavits, were you in the same institution with Kevin?
No, not at Western, but at North Point, you know what I'm saying, he was there.
So when you first did it, you were at a different institution.
Yeah.
Then later, y'all were at the same one.
Yeah.
How long were y'all together at one institution?
I can't tell you.
Was
I
it a
don't
short
know.
time?
Yeah, it was short.
Since then, have you two been apart?
Yeah.
So when's the last time you saw him before today?
When I left North Point,
And do you know when that was?
about October
Of this year?
last year.
Last year?
Yeah.
So it's been almost a year?
Yeah.
So what you've told us today is that Kevin didn't have anything to do with this?
Yeah.
And what you told us is that you were the only shooter
Yeah.
and you shot yourself
By accident.
and the only one with you was Billy McAtee?
Yeah.
Your Honor, for the sake of brevity, that's all the questions I want to ask him this morning.
Right. Counsel, what you need to do is go back and get another date that would be sufficient to conclude the hearing. So I'll give you one more opportunity to do this. And Ms. Lemons, hopefully, this will work out in terms of, if this is your case, if you would set that date according to, at this point, your schedule.
I will. Thank you.
Your Honor, on that date, may I call any other witnesses I need?
Well, as long as I don't know what the Commonwealth will want to do. How many more witnesses are you envisioning?
One or two.
It's just, when you go back, well, actually, the secretary will be out here in a moment for motion hour. We just need to make sure we have sufficient time to do that.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Sure, you're welcome. Thank you, sir. We hope.